Hey guys, Orack here, and today's video is not a Dragon Ball related one, and I want to start doing some, reviews or first impressions or thoughts or whatever on different shonen anime besides Dragon Ball once in a while, that I believe that Dragon Ball fans will really find amusing too, so, it's a win-win situation. And today I want to review Jojo's Bizarre Adventure, and I will be focusing on parts 1 all the way up to part 4, since I've only seen the anime portion of the franchise. And you could say, why am I talking about Jojo? I believe Jojo is a really good shonen anime that gets overlooked in the West, but it's really huge in Japan actually. But I really want to talk about it because it's such a unique anime in my opinion, and it tackles some really difficult stuff to do as a mangaka that Araki, the mangaka of Jojo, has taken some risks doing, and he has succeeded actually. And that's really interesting to me. Anyways, so the charm of Jojo, let's say, lies on its weird format. It's divided in parts, that's why I was talking about part 1 all the way up to part 4, which means like it basically is like seasons in a way, but each part mainly focuses on a different JoJo. You could ask, what is a JoJo? Jojo is basically a name, the character who is the protagonist, but in each part, Jojo is a different protagonist. The protagonist is a different Jojo, sorry, and is a different human being entirely. So that's really interesting because that gives the chance to Araki to make it like each part feels like a different type of anime, sort of. Part 1 feels most likely like a sibling rivalry in a medieval setting. Not in a medieval setting, sorry. In a gothic setting. And, it's really... Great Britain is in a sense that you can't take it off. And part 2 plays out like an Indiana Jones adventure, basically. And then we've got part 3, which is like Journey to the West, but the sorry, the destination is Egypt. And part 4, that it's like a Twin Peaks type of mystery. We've got a town that basically lots of things are going on, and yeah, we've got lots of mysteries in there. But the great thing about this is that even though I have described all the parts in very different type of atmospheres, let's say, you couldn't really compare like an Indiana Jones adventure to a Twin Peak type mystery. All of them feel connected and cohesive, and the change in attitude and atmosphere that each part introduces doesn't really affect the series as a whole. You feel like, yeah, I'm watching Jojo, and you know it. And yeah, I won't go into spoilers, by the way, so be free to watch the entire video. In part 1 of Jojo, I believe lie the weakest parts of the Jojo anime, which is really saying a lot because part 1 isn't a bad season, let's say, but it's not the greatest that Jojo has to offer. And anyways, in part 1 we see the birth of a rivalry between Jonathan Joestar and Dio Brando, and we see as this rivalry transcends the generations and the bloodlines, and it becomes something that will haunt, you know, the protagonists of the anime for many years. And I won't go into too much detail about that, because I'm going into spoiler land. And part 2 and onwards, oh man, this is where the series gets really lit. I mean, when I got to part 2, which I believe it was from episode 10 or so, and onwards, I was hooked. I knew I had to watch the whole series. Well, I don't want to present it like yeah, it's the best series ever. It has its inconsistencies, and that's where Araki is really similar to Toriyama, because he forgets lots of things. He has some inconsistencies that, you know, that gives birth to the mentality that we as Dragon Ball fans have in this fandom, of what if this character did this or did that and didn't choose to do this thing, you know. But these inconsistencies don't really get in the way of you enjoying the series, and you don't really get stuck on them too much, at least me. And, you know, I really suggest watching it because it's a great shonen anime that like, tends to get overlooked, and it has a great art direction that evolved throughout the years, and mainly in its manga portion, but the difference in the artistic direction is apparent in the anime portion too. So yeah, it really became a favorite of mine. I mean, it's definitely in the top 10 list or something like that. And one thing that really excels in Jojo too is the fights. My god, the fights are not only are they brilliant, but you know, they use the usual anime trope of well, I did this, and the other character is like, well, yes, and I predicted it, and I did these two stuff, and and I, you know, outwitted you or something like that. And but it tends to have some really unique type of fights, let's say, not only in the melee combat sense, but in the mind game sense too. And yeah, what else is there to say? I really suggest reading the manga too. I haven't read it, to be honest, but the only reason is that I don't have much time, but I do plan to do it. And you should plan to do it too, because Araki is celebrated as one of the best mangaka ever. I mean, his artwork is, you know, awe-inspiring, I mean, breathtaking. I don't know how to describe it. The dude uses Roman sculptures as the poses for his characters in the manga, and his artwork has evolved so much from the day he started to today that I think some of his artworks is exhibited in Louvre or something like that, in a famous museum anyways, and that's something to be celebrated. And yeah, I won't be giving any ratings or something like that. I'm not a fan of ratings when it comes to reviews, but I mean, if you want shonen anime that is really unlike any other and tends to evolve and become better with each and every part, then Jojo is for you. And you know, as a Dragon Ball fan to other Dragon Ball fans, watch it. You'll remember me. So yeah, I don't have anything else to say about Jojo. I hope you do get to see it, and if you do, please let me know how it was for you and if you enjoyed it or not. So thank you very much guys for watching. I want to do more shonen anime in the future, and please suggest any that you want reviews or first thoughts or something like that, and I will do a video on them. Okay guys, I hope I'll see you soon. Bye bye. Wanna watch more videos like these? Click one of these right here and make sure to like and subscribe to Orack. Also make sure to follow me on Twitter at Orack and Amino up too. And always remember, we can only ascend.